Police department!
Hi everyone, Donut here. Today's video is one of those that makes your brain do a hard set halfway through. This one starts off as a rescue that turns into a gunfight and then an attempted stabbing. Yeah, it's a weird one filled with all kinds of nonsense that we're gonna get to look at pretty soon. We're also gonna talk about some officers that are funding their ice cream truck with drug money. It's pretty awesome. Then we're gonna talk about officer on officer taser violence. Let's get into it, but first a word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by Fume. Fume is a flavored air device designed to help people quit vaping and smoking by breaking the hand-to-mouth pattern. There's no nicotine, no batteries, or vapor. It's a weighted, twisty, fidget-friendly tool that keeps your hands busy in case cravings hit you. Which sucks, man. If you've been in the military before, you know you started a smoking habit because it's the only way you can get a break. These little guys can help you break that habit. Because honestly, cravings aren't just about the nicotine. It's more about the habit. Hand-to-mouth motion, oral fixation, you might say. That momentary pause, but when the loop is broken, the cravings spike. Fume replaces your habit with a flavored air fidget device that gives your hands and mouth something to do. Like I said, it just distracts those cravings without nicotine, batteries, or vapor. We're all trying to be healthy for the new year. Maybe you tried to quit smoking or doing other tobacco products. Interrupt your old pattern by grabbing one of these. I wanted to try the spearmint ice and it's delicious. If you're ready to break the habit, right now is a good time with Fume. When you grab a Journey pack, you'll get a free Fume topper just by using my code DONUT. The topper adds a soft, replaceable, chewable mouthpiece, which is awesome because I do love chewing on stuff. If you want to try it out, go over to tryfume.com. That's TRYFUM.com. And use the code DONUT to get your free Fume topper with your Journey pack. That's tryfume.com. Use the code DONUT. We're going to start today's video off with a short clip about a friendly fire incident, but not with a gun, with a taser. This takes place at the Caltrain station platform in the Bay Area. When this clip starts, we're already at the worst part of any use of force situation. We're rolling around on the ground. Everybody's limbs are moving every which way, and every tool you bring into the fight can backfire if you're not locked in.
Leave me alone! Leave me alone! I'm scared! Leave me alone!
Two deputies are fighting a resisting suspect on the ground. One deputy is on top trying to control the upper body and get hands behind the suspect. You can tell immediately something bad is about to happen.
Leave me alone! Ah! 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 I'm not doing nothing!
Because a second deputy comes to help and it's a woman. I'm just kidding. She has a taser out.
That's not good.
Now, before we even get into what happens next, here's the big problem with tasers in this exact moment. A taser can be an amazing tool when you have space, separation, and a clear target, as we've seen a bunch of times. And it works most of the time.
I'll get you!
There's zero space, bodies are tangled up, legs are flailing, and your partner's limbs basically glued to the suspect. So she moves in close, like close, and she goes for a contact application. You know, just a little drive stun. And that matters because this doesn't look like a clean probe deployment where the wires spread and you get distance. This looks like a drive stun / direct contact range, which basically means you're pressing it into two people that are rolling around. And at that range, your target or whatever body part touches the device, yep, hits the wrong person.
Ouch, town population, you, bro!
The taser makes contact with her partner's legs and you can see the immediate involuntary lockup. He yells, his body dumps sideways, and he comes off the suspect hard, which is exactly what you'd expect when the electricity does what it's designed to do. That's not really an ouch, that's more of my muscles are not working. To their credit, they recover fast, they're able to get the guy back into control and get him in handcuffs. They force the guy back down and finish the job. The deputy who got lit up is sitting up, clearly a little rattled, trying to get his body back online. And the deputy with the taser just kind of freezes for a beat, which honestly is the most human reaction in the clip, because she didn't just miss, she accidentally tasted the worst possible person in that moment. For our next story, one that is actually wholesome. We got Florida, Orange County to be exact, in an official sheriff's office ice cream truck. The truck is fully branded, bright colors, big ice cream truck lettering, agency logos, the whole 9 yards. And the message is simple. They're rolling this thing out into different neighborhoods and handing out free ice cream to kids. And the reason they're doing this is to show up when it's not an emergency. Just interact like normal human beings. Community outreach, you might say. But the best part is, and the reason I wanted to show you guys this, is the twist that makes this clip amazing. The truck wasn't bought with your tax dollars. It was bought with dope money. They seized a bunch of money from dope dealers and bought an ice cream truck.
The best part about this is this was purchased with seized drug money.
So all those drug dealers we arrest, when they have cash on them, we seize it through our forfeiture laws, and then we're able to use that and put it right back into our community.
So essentially, the local crack dealer is now funding the best popsicle for the neighborhood kids, which that would be the SpongeBob popsicle. You can fight me on that one. It's the ultimate unwanted donation. Imagine being the guy sitting in a cell knowing your meth empire is currently paying for Choco Tacos. They also lay out how this is going to work. Different neighborhoods each month, community events, partnerships, pop-ups, and they'll post a schedule online so families know where it's headed. And yes, they make sure to say it like 5 different ways. It's free, no charge, you're not paying for the ice cream. All right, that's a feel-good one. Let's continue on. Last clip, and this one is pretty serious. It starts as a missing kid recovery and turns into a lethal force situation in about a heartbeat.
Police department!
From a cop point of view, the first thing to notice is the setup. You've got a stack outside an apartment and they're knocking and announcing over and over loudly for an extended period. That matters for 2 reasons. 1, it gives anyone inside a clean chance to come out and surrender. 2, it means if somebody inside still decides to fight, they're doing it after getting every warning in the world.
Well, I tried to be reasonable.
And then they make entry, and almost immediately the environment lets you know there's a bedroom off to the side, the door's open, the lights are on. In other words, that's where they are.
That's a police! Police department! Police department! Hands up now!
An officer sweeps, gets eyes on the suspect, and now it's the worst kind of close quarters problem. It's a small room with 2 people in the room, the suspect and the missing teen girl. Let's switch to the body cam of the lead officer to get a better look at what's going on in this room.
That's the police! Police! Hands up now! Hands up now! Hands up! Get your hands up!
Nope, they did not listen. And not only is the suspect not listening to the officer's commands, this dummy does this too.
Hands up! Get your hands up! Gun! 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 Gun!
Let's take a look at everything slowed down to really get an idea how this played out. And here we can see this suspect just pulled out a handgun out of what I can only guess is his character inventory and aimed it right at the officer. Seriously, that gun came out of freaking nowhere. And at this point, from a police perspective, the decision tree is basically gone. A gun pointed at you in a confined space is an immediate lethal threat, and officers fire to stop it.
Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up!
But here's what makes this clip a little different and what I want people to actually learn from it. The danger doesn't end just because the gun threat goes down. Seconds after the shooting, the juvenile on the bed grabs a large knife and swings it at the nearest officer. Yeah, the person they were trying to save is now trying to stab them. Holy crap, that knife is huge too. Let's look at that again. That officer only walks away clean because he's wearing a helmet. That impact was real. After the shots were fired, the suspect was pronounced dead at the scene, and the missing juvenile was safely recovered and not physically injured. And as far as the knife swing, you're gonna see people online immediately try to diagnose it with buzzwords like Stockholm Syndrome, but the honest answer is, we don't know what was going through her head in that moment. It's not our job to pretend to. Probably lucky she didn't get shot too. What we do know that is in a situation like this, especially with juvenile, you can get a lot of ugly dynamics all at once. None of that excuses taking a swing at someone, but it's a young girl in a horrific situation, so we should be careful is all. Eventually, she was charged for the assault and was evaluated at UT Medical Center afterward. And that's gonna be all for today. I appreciate you guys watching. If you want to help support the channel, donutoperator.com, Donut Operator TV right here on YouTube, or subscribe to pepperbox.tv. Until next time, please have a fantastic day.
Whack.